as the fowl pecked at the corn seeds, sealing their fates with each bite. The friends' initial joy turned to terror as Abuchi, then Rufus, succumbed to the curse, leaving Lutana with a haunting countdown to his doom. The luxurious life they had once craved became a nightmare, their fortunes a cruel reminder of the price they had paid. In a final desperate attempt to escape his fate, Lutana's return to Wayazaba revealed the irreversible nature of their pact, leaving him to face his end. The chilling realization that true wealth lies not in material riches but in love and wisdom done too late, marking a poignant end to their tragic tale. The story begins. Three inseparable friends, Abuchi, Rufus, and Lutana, always dreamt of a life filled with riches and luxury. As they sat under the large Iroko tree in the center of the village, Abuchi broke the silence. "Guys, we need to find a way to make this money. We need to make it big. We can't keep living like this," he said, his eyes gleaming with ambition. Rufus sighed. "But how? We have tried everything we can think of." Lutana, who was always filled with ideas, leaned in and whispered, "I have heard stories about a powerful voodoo priestess named Mayazaba, who lives deep in the forest. They say she can grant any wish." The friends exchanged glances, their curiosity piqued. After a long discussion, they decided to seek out Mayazaba, despite the warnings and myths surrounding her. They raised funds to pay for their transport fares to see Mayazaba in a neighboring state without telling anyone. The journey took several hours. The road was filled with potholes and it was quite a bumpy ride, their hearts pounding with a mix of excitement and fear. As they arrived at the bus station, they would have to complete the rest of the journey on foot, deep into the forest to see Mayazaba. Finally, after a long, heart-pounding walk, they arrived at Mayazaba's shrine. It was an old, rickety structure, covered in vines and surrounded by an aura of mystery. The air was thick with the smell of herbs and something more potent, something sinister. Mayazaba was waiting for them. She was a tall woman with the most voluptuous breasts you've ever seen. Her eyes were piercing and seemed to see right through their souls. "I know why you are here," she said, her voice echoing in the silence of the shrine. "You seek riches, but are you willing to pay the price?" The friends looked at each other and nodded. Their desire for wealth overshadowed their fear. There are two things involved. One, you almost drank from my breast. Once you complete this step, then you can proceed to the next. But let me warn you, once you start, there is no going back. The three friends all nodded in agreement. "Very well then. Come to me one after the other, and drink from my bosom to your riches." Abuchi stepped up first and suckled on Mayazaba's breast, followed by Lutana and then Rufus. After they were done, Nwanyazaba brought out a fowl and dropped some corn seeds on the floor. The number of seeds the fowl eats will determine how many years each of you will have to live before paying the ultimate price, she explained. They watched in tense silence as the fowl pecked at the seeds. It ate 2 seeds for Abuchi, 3 seeds for Rufus, and 5 seeds for Lutana. Nwanyazaba smiled mysteriously. Your fates are sealed. Enjoy your riches, but remember, there is no escaping the price. At first, life was beyond their wildest dreams. They all became rich overnight. They moved to the city and built grand houses that added to the city's aesthetics, wore the finest clothes, and hosted lavish feasts that the high and mighty in the society attended. They were envied and admired, their names whispered with awe and wonder. One evening, during a grand feast at Rufus's mansion, Abuchi stood up, raising his glass. To our fortune and to Nwanyazaba, who made this possible, he proclaimed, his voice full of pride. The guests cheered without knowing who he was referring to, but amidst the laughter and music, a shadow of doubt crossed Rufus's mind. Do you ever think about the price we have to pay? He asked Lutana quietly. Lutana shrugged, trying to mask his worry. We still have time. Let's enjoy what we have. But as the months turned into years, the weight of their decision began to loom over them. 2 years after their visit to Nwanyazaba, Abuchi fell gravely ill. Even the best doctors couldn't cure him. Desperate and scared, he decided to return to Nwanyazaba. Nwanyazaba, please save me. I will give you anything, Abuchi begged, his voice weak and frail. Nwanyazaba shook her head, her eyes filled with sad wisdom. The covenant is sealed, Abuchi. There is no going back. As Abuchi was driving back to the city, he lost control of his vehicle and he skidded off the road into a river, and that was the end of him. His death sent shockwaves through his social circle, and people began to murmur about his demise. They agreed there was something mysterious about it. Rufus and Lutana were deeply shaken, realizing the reality of Nwanyazaba's mourning. Rufus, now fearing his own fate, tried everything to break the curse. He traveled to far lands to visit every voodoo priest he could find, but he was told the same thing each time, that his fate has been sealed already, and there is no way to lift the curse. 3 years after their visit to Nwanyazaba, Rufus fell ill from a strange illness. After the figure of Nwanyazaba visited him in a dream, he knew his time was up, and he asked her, "Is there truly no way to change this?" he pleaded. Nwanyazaba's expression remained unchanged. "The covenant is sealed, Rufus. There is no going back, and your time is up." Rufus never woke up from that sleep, and his house help found his body lifeless in the morning. His death was a blow to Lotana, who now had only 2 years left. The riches that once brought him joy now felt like a heavy burden. He lived each day in fear, knowing that his time was running out. 5 years after their faithful visit, Lotana started seeing spirits and imagining things that other people could not see. Like a troubled soul, he returned to Wayazaba one last time. "Is there no way to change this?" he asked, his voice trembling. Wayazaba looked at him with pity. "The covenant is sealed, Lotana. There is no going back." Lotana returned to the city, knowing his end was near. He gathered his family and friends and told them his story, hoping they would learn from his mistake. As he sat on the sofa waiting for death's embrace, he realized that true wealth is not measured by riches, but by the love and happiness one shares with others. Lotana's final words echoed through time, leaving a lasting impression on everyone who heard them. People still speak of the three friends who sought wealth at any cost, and Wayazaba who granted the wish. Their story became a lesson for everyone, a reminder that some prices are too high to pay. The riches left behind by Abuchi, Rufus, and Lotana were divided among their families, but the wealth brought no happiness, as the riches soon mysteriously vanished from those who received them. Years later, a young boy named Ndupe, who had heard the story many times, sat under the same Iroko tree where Abuchi, Rufus, and Lotana once sat. He was determined to live a life of purpose and meaning, learning from the mistakes of the past. As Ndupe grew older, he became a wise and respected leader in the society. He ensured that the people prospered through hard work and honesty. The story of the three friends was a constant reminder to him and the community that true wealth comes from within. One day, Ndupe gathered the children of the village under the Iroko tree and told them the story of Abuchi, Rufus, and Lotana. "Remember," he said, "true wealth is not about riches. It's about the love, kindness, and wisdom we share with one another." The children listened with wide eyes, absorbing every word. They vowed to live their lives with integrity, valuing the true riches of life. But deep in the forest, Wayazaba watched over the village in her magic mirror, her eyes filled with the knowledge of the ancient covenant. The story is far from over, as she awaits the next set of Abuchi, Rufus, and Lotana alike to show up around her shrine looking for fast riches that comes with the ultimate price. The moral of this story is that true wealth is not measured by material riches, but by love, kindness, and integrity. Seeking quick riches at any cost can lead to devastating consequences. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more amazing stories. Hit that notification bell so you never miss when we post a new story. I did love to read your thoughts, so leave a comment below to let me know what you think about the story.